Today's video, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to Jabar Lance Brown on all social media platforms and the Manhood Mentor on all social media platforms. Use that text number that's scrolling at the bottom of the screen, 855-291-5651. Send us a text, shoot us a message, let us know how we can help you. Let us know that you're ready to work with us. All right, look. So the title of today's lesson is considered How to Handle Rejection in Public. Now, we got a previous video on how to handle rejection. Go back and check that one out. This one is going to be a little more specific to the public space, meaning like in a restaurant or in a public building, somewhere where you going, to congregate in a public setting, right? Because it's a little different with other people around. Your temperament has to be a little different. And when you're dealing with corporations and companies and other professionals, it's a certain chain of command that you will have to go through in order to create a resolution. So look, when you're talking about handling something, right, let's look at the definition of that word handle, because how to handle rejection means how to manage it, right? How to get it under control, right? So let's look at the word of that let's look at the definition of that word handle, right? The word handle means to direct, execute, or dispose of, to cope with or dispose of. Let me say it again. Handle, right? Handle means to direct, execute, or dispose of, to cope with or dispose of. So in essence, how do we direct, execute, or dispose of rejection? How do we handle, cope with, or dispose of rejection? We're going to get into it today, right? So the first thing on our list of things you can do, I can do, we can do together in how to handle rejection is to remain calm at all times, okay? Remember this, fellas. You have to remain calm at all times, man, right? In any circumstance that you're in, right? Remaining calm at all times, okay? What this is going to do, okay, remaining calm at all times is going to keep you in a position of strength. It's going to keep you in a leadership position, right? Remain cool when others get hot, right? Why do you think when men get emotional, they say a man is acting like a female, right? He's acting like a female because most women are naturally emotional, right? And the emotions are the strength zone or the area of strength for women. What is the strength zone or the area of strength for men? Our mind, our logic. Remain cool when others get hot. Remain logical when others become illogical, and it'll keep you in a position of strength, right? Number 2 on our list of things you can do, I can do, we can do together in how to handle rejection is to think before you speak. Now, I used to operate in opposition to this point right here, right? Right? Thinking before you speak, what this is going to do, okay, is allow you not to make the situation worse, okay? So let's say you walk into a restaurant with your family. Let's say the greeter, they greet you. Let's say that they bring you over to a table. You agree on the table. You sit down and you waiting for menus. You don't get menus, right? When the server finally comes back, the server now engages you and your family. You say, well, look, we didn't even get any menus. They apologize. They bring the menus back. You send the order in. The order doesn't come back for 30 minutes. The server walks past, you get their attention, and you say, look, we haven't gotten our food in 30 minutes. And the server is aloof. They don't know what's going on. They don't have a response. They don't have an answer for you, nor do they work diligently to correct the problem. How do you handle this? Or if the server is rude to you, how do you handle this, right? Think before you speak, okay? Don't immediately fly off the handle and become illogical like what we talked about, right? Think of a logical response and ask questions that lead the person to the conclusion that you want. Well, listen, what is the reason for us having to wait so long? And when you get the response, now you ask a concluding question to bring the response or the reason behind you wanting to get your food quicker. You want to bring that down and bring it to a conclusion. You say, well, listen, we haven't gotten our food in 30 minutes. What do we have to do to get our food as soon as possible? So you bring it down and you bring it right to the conclusion of the response that you want to get, right? Think before you speak. Don't speak out of turn. Don't speak irrationally. Don't speak illogically. Think of what you want to say and think of how your response is going to be perceived or processed by that person, and think of ways that you can respond that lead the person into giving you the conclusion that you want, right? Number 3 on our list of things that we can do in handling rejection in public is to ask for another person with authority, okay? Right? Right? Ask for a person with authority. Okay? Right now, this is important, right? Asking for a person with authority, asking for someone who's up higher or has a greater position in that organization than the person who may be rejecting you, right? Then the person who you may have the disagreement with, then the person who you may have the discrepancy with, right? Your food didn't come, you didn't get seated in time, you coming into an office building, they got you waiting, you've been waiting for 30 or 40 minutes, you haven't been moved to the next part of the process, the person you're here to see, they haven't gotten back to you, they haven't given you an update as to why you're waiting so long. Listen, I need to speak to someone else, but who do you want to speak to, Mr. Brown? I want to speak to the general manager. I want to speak to the district manager. Now, you know these people may not be around, but what it does is it creates the perception that you may be willing to go to that extent and communicate with the district manager or the general manager in order to resolve your issue. And this is what you want to do, right? You want to create the perspective of you being important enough to reach out to the district manager. You want to create the perception of you being important enough to reach out to the general manager. You want to get a conclusion drawn in your favor at whatever establishment you're in experiencing this rejection. We don't want the rejection to continue. So when we experience it initially, we want to remain calm at all times. We want to think before we speak. And then we want to be bold enough to ask for another person with the authority to now get us the conclusion that we want, right? So now the number 4 thing on our list of things we can do in handling rejection in public much better is to ask for exactly what we want, okay? Ask for what we want, right? Now, I've seen people have trouble with actually asking for what they want, okay? At the point in time where you have to ask for a manager, or you ask for a general manager, or you ask for the district manager, or you ask for a supervisor, whoever you ask for, when you ask for that person who has a position of authority and you get that person working in your favor, ask for what you want, right? Don't dance around. Oh, well, I've been waiting for 20 minutes. Something got to be done about this. No, what needs to be done about it? Speak, say it directly. You tell them what you want. You tell them the conclusion that you want. You tell them the outcome that you expect. All they can say is either yes or no. And again, don't be above mentioning the district manager or the general manager in your speech and in your dialogue with the immediate supervisor or the immediate manager or person of authority that you're interacting with right now, right? We want to always make sure that we're being handled the correct way and that we get the respect that we deserve and that we should get in these public spaces, right? Number 5 thing, the 5th thing on our list of things that we can do and how to handle rejection in public better is to use reviews to our advantage, right? Okay? Now, I do this a lot, okay? Use reviews, okay, to our advantage, right? Now, why do you say this, Jabar? Use reviews to our advantage. We all connected in some way, shape, or form, right? Whether it's Google, whether it's Yelp, whether it's Amazon reviews, whether it's any one of these sites that we use that's connected to the internet, they have a review box or a review section, right? And us as consumers, we look at other people's reviews and experiences at these establishments with various companies. I actually just had somebody, an insurance company that we work with, right? And we did a review and we did a great review for the insurance rep that continues to help us. And lo and behold, that same review, the rep reached out to us, thanked me immensely for doing the review because the review brought them referrals from other people who've seen the review. Hello, the reviews work. So when you're in these establishments, if you experience rejection, when you start off with the first step, which is to remain calm, when you think before you speak, then you ask for a person with some authority. Now you ask for exactly what you want. You tell them exactly the outcome that you expect to have because of the rejection that you experience, because of the poor service, because of the dissatisfaction that you're experiencing. You ask for exactly what you want. And then if they do agree or do not agree to do what you ask them to do, you mention using a review either way. Why do you say this, Jabar? Because reviews help the business generate more business. And when you specifically name the person who helped you, they get the recognition that they also want so bad. Trust me when I tell you. So whether it's good or bad, you say, listen, if you're not going to do what I asked you to do, you're going to force my hand. I'm going to have to do a review online and tell everybody I know not to come here. But we don't have to do that. If you do what I asked you to do, I'm going to still be forced to do a review online, but I'm going to tell everybody I know to come here, and I'm going to mention your name personally, and I'm going to make sure I CC the general manager and the district manager in the email, in the review. You see how we use it? We use a review either way, guys. We got to create leverage out here. So look, I hope this video helped you out, right? Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to the program, JabarLanceBrown.com, manhoodmentor.com. Make sure that you're using that text number, guys, 855-291-5651. Shoot us a text, shoot us a line. Let us know how we can help you in your mission, in your journey throughout manhood. And until the next time, hello.